G'day ladies and gentlemen, this is Battymate here. Today we are playing Oblivion with all the specs are up in the top left hand corner of the screen. Now, I've seen a few people that have issues with frame stutters in this game, and I've got a solution to that. And we're going to have to get into the BIOS and update our BIOS actually. And I'm going to just walk you through on how to do all that, especially if you're running an 9800 X3D or any other sort of AMD CPU.
You have my ear, citizen.
And yeah, there is a few little
you're
options
a
in the
follower of
BIOS
the
that we
great
will have to probably change, especially if you're running an MSI board or an
I
avoid those
board.
things whenever I
Now,
can.
Gigabyte boards are
Greetings.
pretty good, and I can't talk much about ASUS boards, but yeah, there's one or two little options in there that we will have to change so you don't get huge stutters in the game. Also, there would be another reason why you get stutters in this game is if you go over your VRAM limit on your graphics card.
You
Your
have my
graphics
ear.
card
What is
doesn't
it,
have enough
citizen?
VRAM in it, so say if it's got 8 gigs, you're probably going to get stutters in here, especially if you're trying to run at 4K. Now, we are running at 1080p, and as you can see, up in the top left-hand corner, under RTX 3080 10GB usage, I have a 10GB 1080 in here, and it is currently using 8GB of its VRAM, and this is only on medium settings. So 1080p, I don't think you're going to be playing this game too smoothly if you have an 8GB graphics card. Alright, before that out of the way, let's go and get into, we'll get out of the game and we'll get into what we need to do. Now, once you're out of the game, what we want to do is head over to our start bar. Type in DXDIAG, like this. You'll have a thing called this. You want to open it. Now, the first time you open up this, it will come up, are you sure you want to open up this? And you click yes. And then, once it's open, you can get all your information for your computer. So, we are running a Gigabyte motherboard, is system manufacturer, and the system model is an X870 Asaurus Elite Wi-Fi 7. So it's a Gigabyte board, and that's the model number of my motherboard. Also, my BIOS revision that we might need to change from it to whatever BIOS we need to go to. We'll have to go to the website to find out if that's the latest. So now what we're going to do is just go into the Gigabyte website like this. We want to find X870 Asaurus, and there it is right there. Mine's a Wi-Fi 7, not the ICE. Make sure it's correct. Okay, once you open up that, you go to support. For Gigabyte, it's under support under BIOSes. Now, this is the current latest one that you can get at the moment for my board. Your board might be different. Now, if yours says F1 and you got the same board as me, you're going to have to update through all the Fs all the way up to 4. Okay, and do that, you're going to have to download these, extract them on a USB, and then restart your computer. So basically, I'll show you how to update your BIOS, or how to get to the BIOS screen, and there is other things on the BIOS if you're running, especially if you're running an MSI board or an ASRock board, maybe even a ASUS board. ASUS boards tend to be reasonably good, but MSI boards, sometimes some of their features are a little bit broken. The same with ASRock boards. Now, I'll show you how to get to the BIOS screen. Alright, so now what you want to do is restart the computer, like I'm doing right now. So the computer will shut down in a second. And what I'm going to do is just spam the delete key, like so. We wait for it to post. Now, when it posts, we should get into the BIOS screen. If you miss it, then you'll have to restart again. So basically, we're just going to keep smashing the delete key till the keyboard lights up. There we go. And I'm going to keep clicking it until I see it on the screen. Okay, now on the screen. Now, what one of the issues is with this, you go into settings, right? And if you go into IO ports, sometimes bar is disabled by default. and you need 4G decoding turned on as well. So turn on 4G decoding and turn on resizable bar support. That's in settings under IO ports. Okay, turn them to on. What else you need to do is, if you're using ASRock or MSI or other motherboards like that, another thing that is usually turned on by auto but doesn't actually work, and basically what we want to find is probably under advanced CPU settings. Yeah, so if we go to tweaker, advanced CPU settings, it is called C state, global C state control. And what you want to do is turn it to enabled. I don't need to do that on this motherboard because this motherboard, it works fine. But on ASRock boards and MSI boards especially, usually this auto doesn't work. Sometimes you just turn off most of these things in here. The C state is putting your CPU in low power mode, and sometimes like what will happen on MSI and ASRock boards is it will try to go to low power mode while you're in a game, and that will cause stuttering. Alright, as well, when we're in the BIOS as well, we're going to go down to QFlash. This is for our BIOS update. As you can see, update BIOS. My BIOS version is F4, which is currently the latest BIOS. Now, this is from my USB. If I go auto scan, it basically finds all the BIOSes that I can update to off of my USB that's in my computer for this motherboard. Not all motherboards will have this feature. You'll see that I also have, oh, it's not showing up. Oh yeah, because my other computer, it's a MSI Z550 motherboard. It's an Intel. It also has little issues as well, but yeah, I've updated that too. Anyway, now on Gigabyte especially, they're really good at this. You just go auto scan and it won't show any other BIOSes, and basically you can go from there. On ASUS motherboards, might be a little bit different. They're all slightly different from each other. Once you find it, you click it, hit the next button, and it will install. We're just going to go back because I don't need to update it anymore because I've already updated my BIOS to the max. And then basically what you want to do is either save and exit by pressing that up the top, or you can just go F10, enter.